I'm Jeff Doyle from Tracking 200. Today we're talking about using OnX for eScouting. Now, this is the third part in a three-part series where I take you through some of the feature-rich options that we have in OnX. And this is going to be putting a number of those features that we talked about in the second part of this series to use. So the scenario here is that you've got a call from your buddy. He's got a camp up north side of Moosehead Lake in Maine. Invite you to go up for the weekend, and your weekend's free, and you say, yeah, I want to go up and hunt this spot. I've never been there before, so I'm going to jump on OnX. I'm going to figure out how I do that and plan out a hunt in advance. Let's jump into it. So Moosehead Lake's the biggest lake in Maine, from what I understand, and we're going to zoom in. We're going to find the north side of this, okay? All right, now we're going to go up to the hunt layers, go down to Maine. I'm going to turn on private lands, government lands, and my hunt area units, okay? That's going to tell me what zone I'm in, and I'm going to see potential access points. Now, given that a lot of this is timberland, they're using it for logging, access and hunting private land is usually a really good potential that you'll have access to it, right? Don't expect to encounter any posted signs up here. Okay, so we zoom in a bit, and we see the Golden Road is on the north side of Moosehead Lake. So apologies if I blow up anybody's spot with this demo, all right? Now, first time going up in here, you might not want to get too far off the road, all right? And you probably don't need to because you're in the wilderness up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan something that's not too far off the Golden Road. That way I don't have to spend a lot of time driving. I'm just coming up to this spot anyways. I've done a lot of driving to get there. Let's get to hunting, okay? Let's see what the woods are like. So I'm zooming and looking around. I see there's this Cassidy Dam, Cassidy Deadwater, right? And Cassidy Dam, this kind of flows down through here. I zoom in along this Cassidy Deadwater Road, and I can see there's logging up in here and logging up in here. And what I'm looking for is maybe a potential way to kind of get deep into the woods. And so I see there's this spur off here, right? So let's have a look in. We'll zoom in and see. Think we could drive up this spur? Yeah, that looks like it's doable to me. So I'll zoom out. I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to park there. Let's go over my tools in the route builder. I'm going to go ahead and click right here off the Golden Road. There's lots of turns. I want to be able to plug my phone right into Apple CarPlay and see this as I'm driving up there. And this is a really nice feature. It just rolls right up that road. I put my mouse over here. I'm going to send this right up to the end of that log landing. It tells me here that's 2.2 miles long. Okay? All right. That's where I'm going to park the car. I'm going to save that. Okay? So now to plan the hunt. Well, I know the wind is out of the northwest most of the time. Okay? So if I want to bank on what kind of hunt I should do, I want to be hunting into the wind if I'm on the ground the majority of the time. So let's think about this. It's always nice when you're going into a new area to have some boundaries, right? You've got this Cassidy Deadwater Road. If I get lost, I walk west. Or if I get lost, I walk south on the Golden Road. Very low chance I may get lost in here, okay? You've also got this waterway over here that's maybe too big to cross on foot. We'll zoom in and have a look at that. So we parked here, and now I'm going to zoom in, and something just catches my eye off to the side here. It's these tall trees, right? This is all logged. Those are normal sized trees, but boy, that looks like some tall timber. Some tall timber here as well, right? You've got this wetland here. Okay, speaking of wetlands, let's go up to the hunt layer. Let's turn on our wetlands so we can see those, okay? I'm going to go trees, crops, cover, turn on wetlands. Okay, clear that out of there. Now when I zoom out, I can see the wetlands, giving me a better sense of where the wetlands are. Oh, look, giant wetland complex up here. And there's another spur that comes off this way. Okay, so we zoom in. Sometimes you just see an interesting feature on the map and you say, I want to go explore that. And look at this, there's this opening over here. So let's go ahead and we're going to draw a line on here, okay? So I'm going to start over here, click that, and I'm going to say, we're going to plan to walk over here. Got to get across this waterway. I'm going to go investigate these big trees, right? See if there's anything interesting over there, right? I'm going to go over this way. This is a nice little feature. I like that a lot. Click and drag. And sometimes when you've got this kind of waterway like we have right here, that might be a corridor, north-south corridor. So I'll probably come over here, find a scrape, right? Maybe we'll even bring a trail camera and put that right there. So the deer are coming down and they're hooking down this corner. Perfect spot for a scrape right there. So work my way up around here. Kind of working my way. Maybe I'm going left or right. And then I notice there's this big wetland. Alright? So I have an idea. Let's go right over here. And I'm going to get right up kind of here. I'll use the grunt call. Maybe I'll hang out there for a while. Maybe I'll go up here afterwards. Use the grunt call again. Okay? Just grunt down into that swamp. Now if we go up a little bit more, I see I've got this spur that comes out, right? And I've got all these logging areas. So let's continue right up here. Okay? We'll come into this. I'll zoom in. And these nice little cuts, right? They make for perfect sneaking and peeking. So maybe I'll work my way up this one, right? And I'll cut over a couple. I'll work my way down a ways. Cut over a couple. Work over into this area. You don't have to follow this exactly, but you kind of see what I'm doing, right? There's great little shooting lanes and opportunities all throughout here. And I notice I got that blue filter turned on for the wetland. That can get pretty soggy, right? I zoom in here. Look at this. We'll zoom in. It's like some trees down, some open water. Probably want to avoid that. So what I'll do, work my way across this up at the top, right? Still sneaking and peeking all the way down through this cut. Zoom out. Look at this. I can come all the way over here. I can hit this spur. Then I can make up a little time. I've been doing a lot of sneaking and peeking, and eventually I want to get back to the truck, right? In terms of our distance, mapped out 2.7 miles already. And on dry ground, if you're walking 10 miles during the day, then you're not hunting, all right? You're hiking. Probably pretty reasonable distance to go on a dry ground day is something like 5 miles. 5 miles means you're stopping and you're listening and you're hunting, because the majority of the deer I see is when I stop, not when I'm walking. If I see them when I'm walking, I'm seeing their tail. So we'll shoot down this road, make up a little bit of time, and then let's have a look at the other features we have here. Okay? I've got a stream here, right? This could be another place where there's some bedding, right? Maybe there's some black ash down in there. So we're going to work down there, and we're going to check this out. Maybe we zoom in a bit. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty much open. So what we'll do is we'll take the high side of this, and then we'll come down this way, okay? And we'll look and say, whoops, we'll grab this and say that swamp comes out right here. And by this time, it could be later in the day, and if we look at this cut, see this, the back side of the cut, and I'll tell you what, the back side of those cuts are always the best ones. So you've got this this log landing here, right? And then there's no road, so this is, we'll have a look there. That's like 1 kilometer across. That's bigger than it looks. So parking your butt right here for a while, get out the rattling bones and rattle, and maybe you end up moving a little bit down this way, right? Rattle again here, and then it's pretty straight shot right over to the truck. We look at that last one, that's 600 yards. So I'd probably wait until pretty close to dark, and you can cover that ground 10-15 minutes easy, right? So you don't need much time to get from there back to the truck, okay? So that is the route I would plan. So I'm going to hit save, and now I'd go in and I'd drop a few different waypoints. So I said there's a scrape up here, which I know there is. I don't even have to go there. I've just seen it enough times. I'm going to grab this guy, put that there, and we're going to change this over to, we got the icon here. Go down to S. We're going to say it is a scrape. Okay. And got that one. And then just a reminder, as we get up here, we're going to do some grunting. So we're going to go over to the waypoint, drop this here. So we're going to grunt here. Okay. And then we'll go over this way. Say we're going to get over this way and actually do some rattling. All right. We'll drop a waypoint there for a reminder. Okay. And then we'll go down here, and this will be our last point. Now we'll just cut it back to the truck. So total distance in this case, 4.2 miles. Yeah, there's a little bit of weaving, right? But you're walking, you're going to put on certainly more than those 4.2 miles as you're scouting around. You can always extend this up a little higher if you need more time, right? But this would be a really good first hunt, okay? And I just want to show you a couple other features that I think are neat here that are worth checking out. So if you're going to go into a log landing, we're going to go over to the recent imagery. I'm going to turn that on because I want to know, is it actively being logged right now? I don't want to go up to an area that has potential and get up there and there's logging operation. So I had already checked this, but I'm kind of doing a little backwards, but I want to show you anyway. So recent imagery, you can see how we can go back in time. And the imagery is a little bit lower quality, right? And it looks different because of cloud cover. I can see this, it's green, right? Green means that, to me, it's not active. Now, if we go over to the other log landing that we had here, we can see this log landing is brown. That means the guys are in there tearing it up. Nothing's growing, right? So let's have a quick peek. We're going to go and toggle between recent imagery and the standard imagery. Now if I toggle that on and off, look, I've got a whole nother area that's been logged right here. Okay? Is it still active? I don't know. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. We've got that brown. We're going to advance it a little bit. Okay? Doesn't look like it's changing too much. It's hard to say because that's a little blurry. There we go. There we go. Doesn't look like it's still active to me. So I would bank on being able to go up and hunt this. All right? And another thing is, just because there's an active logging operation doesn't mean the deer aren't there. In fact, some of the deer like eating those fresh shoots that get cut down. So here in the logging operation is almost like a dinner belt to them. So what you've got now is a pre-planned hunt you can do. You could always adjust things when you get down to the ground, right? But it's good to go into an area and have a plan, have something that you want to do. I know I'm going to bring the grunt call, the rattling bones, and I've got a schedule that loops me around, right? Gets me back to the truck, pretty close to dark, and hopefully have a successful day. And why I mean successful, right? It's about getting out, exploring the woods, seeing some sign, having a real opportunity at whatever you're going after, if it's a doe or a big buck or just your first deer. And so if you have questions, if you have comments, I love seeing them, I love hearing them. Don't be afraid to reach out to me. Before I sign off, I just want to say I appreciate everyone's interest in the channel. I appreciate comments and likes, and if you're really into Tracking 200, I'm repping some gear. We got 4 different hats, we got t-shirts, stickers, and hope everybody is able to have a successful season this year. Get out and wander. All right, everybody. Track never ends.
The track never ends. For more Tracking 200, join the Tracking 200 Facebook group. You can also follow the Mountain Hunter on Instagram. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it the thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell so you're notified when new videos come out. For official Tracking 200 merchandise, you can find the store link in the video description.